Ever since I was a kid, it was always my dream to go to the United Kingdom. As a lifelong Thomas the Tank Engine fan and train enthusiast, the UK was always the place I wanted to travel the most, more than any other place in the world. My dream place. We all have that one place that we would die to go to, and the UK has always been mine. Tea, crumpets, funny accents, terrible food, and of course, all the heritage railways and steam engines. The UK is a safe haven for preserving steam locomotives. It's a train country all the way, and god damn they are proud of it. Well, I mean, yeah, duh, they created the train, like, yeah, come on. It was always my biggest dream, just hanging out at the railways that inspired the Thomas world and legacy, getting to ride on all of them, seeing them in person, seeing them in action, hanging around in the stations, go to the sheds, climbing on the footplate, blowing on the whistle, and just go train spotting with the boys. And of course, seeing where this franchise, such an integral part of my life, was born. That to me sounds like hours of fun and a dream come true. But there was a problem. The UK is there, and I live all the way up. Wait a minute. Right here. Getting there was not only going to be difficult and crazy expensive, but it's something that I knew, even as a kid, would take a long time to happen. And for years, my trip to the UK felt like a faraway, distant dream. But it's not impossible though, and a man can dream. Oh, sure he can dream. One day, UK, one day, I will be there. And after years of waiting, the day arrived.
Southern rails, queue with conductor.
Get out of the way!
My Southern, then we have Will. Of course, what's up? Welcome. We're on the Mewmeow Railway, boys! Mewmeow!
Welcome everyone to Hugo's United Kingdom trip, a series of videos showing you everything that I saw while traveling across the UK. Think of it as Hugo's first ever vlog series, from July 12th to 24th of this year 2025. I stayed roughly 2 weeks in the UK, and while I was there, I filmed a lot of stuff, like a lot of stuff, and I don't want to brag, but I have enough material for 6 individual videos. Yes, really, I counted, and I can't wait to show you all of it. This series of videos has been years in the making, ever since I was a little Hugo. I knew you guys would just enjoy this series of videos as much as I enjoyed experiencing it all, and I just knew that the time to finally bite the bullet and go to my dream place was now more than ever. You see, for 4 years straight, the Talyllyn Railway in Tywin, Wales has hosted an event called the Awdry Extravaganza, where Thomas fans from all over the world honor Reverend W. Awdry's work and legacy, all in the railway with a heart of gold that inspired the Scarlowy Railway. An event by Thomas fans for Thomas fans. I've always dreamed of going to a Thomas themed convention, a place where I could freely be autistic with other autistics like me, with no one there to stop me. Ever since it began in 2021, I knew I just had to go. And there's many factors that made this year's event the best one yet. This year marks the big 80th anniversary of Thomas and Friends. They've been hosting this event for years now and have gotten really good at it. Plus, this would be the last Awdry Extravaganza for the time being. I knew that they were going out with a bang, and I just knew that this event would be their most ambitious and biggest yet. I realized that if I was going to go to Awdry, it was now or never. I was sure to make the most of my trip. Not only was this my chance to visit places I had dreamed of for years, but also to finally meet some of my closest friends in the fandom in person. Just a bunch of autistic people being autistic. What's better than this? Guys being dudes. To say that I was excited for this trip is an understatement, but I was also a little nervous. This was my first time ever traveling by myself, away from my family. As a family, we've always been close, and this is my first time, just leaving the nest, just, on my own. Obviously, my parents were twice as worried the entire time as any parent would, but I wasn't going to be alone on this one. I was gonna be accompanied the whole time by some of my best friends in the fandom, and finally meet them after all these years. And after months of saving and a lot of help from my parents, my friends and I started to plan out the trip. Roughly 2 weeks of going to the UK, we narrowed the places we wanted to go, which are the following. With Awdry Extravaganza as our grand finale, getting our places to stay, get everything we're gonna need for the trip, and a whole lot of saving, cause we were sure gonna need that. This trip took over a year of planning, full of ups and downs, and a lot of moments where we weren't sure if this trip was even gonna happen due to personal reasons or outside politics. But as the date kept getting nearer, the hype got bigger, and the excitement levels were off the charts. It soon got to the point of no return, and I knew that I was gonna become broke after this, but it didn't matter to me. You can't put a price on the experience, you know? I prepared myself immensely for this trip. This was on my mind all day. What seemed like a distant dream was getting closer and closer, and nothing can ruin it now. And on July 10th, I left my house and went straight to the El Paso airport, where I met my good friend and TSI founder, Southern Rails. You see, he was kind enough to, you know, pick me up from El Paso and take us to LA. I said goodbye to my parents, and together we hopped on a plane bound for LA. I stayed the night in a hotel, and the next morning I met another good friend of mine, Southern, also from TSI. You see, cause both live in California. Yeah, you know. The three of us headed to the Los Angeles airport, and a couple of hours later, we boarded our flight that was going to take us straight to London. And this is what happened in those 2 weeks I spent in the UK. So please enjoy. After an 11-hour flight, the UK countryside started to emerge from my window. The moment I saw it, the hype hit me all over again, and I completely forgot I'd been plane sick the entire trip. I mean, just look at this countryside. Isn't it neat? Isn't this beautiful? Not long after, the plane landed at Heathrow Airport at approximately 8 AM local time. After onboarding, grabbing our luggage, and waiting in line at immigration for 3 hours, quick correction, Southern and Southern, because they're American, like they just went straight through. I just had to go in the immigration line, so with all the, like, you know, the third world countries, and the line was painfully fucking slow. After all that, we linked up with 2 more friends, Kiwi Conductor, the famous TSI modeler, and Helpful Git. So in a way, this was sort of the Southern Industries meetup. After leaving the airport, we dove straight into the London Underground, where I rode my very first real train. Yes, I'm not joking. This was technically the first ever train ride I've ever had in my life. I know, I failed you as a train fan. Not long after, we checked into a hotel near the airport. Like, you could literally hear all the planes zoom by. And after years of dreaming about being in the UK, after finally setting foot on British soil, of course, the very first thing I did was take a shower and go to bed. 11 hours in economy class will do that to you. We were absolutely dead. Jet lag is really a bitch. After a solid rest and some classic Thomas videos, and dinner at the hotel restaurant, it was fine. We were all ready to head back to bed, since we had a long day tomorrow. Or at least that's what I thought. You see, Kiwi Conductor, the famous TSI modeler, had a few little surprises for me. He'd been saving a couple little gifts for me for months now, and wanted to capture my live reaction on camera and show it to you guys. So ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Kiwi Conductor's peak of comedy.
You said, like, you've been looking for ages for a Wunrawi Duke with, well, no, you have Wunrawi Dukes, right?
Yeah.
With no tender. Well, you have 3 of them, right? 3. Problem. I wanted to fix that. Turn around. But keep your eyes closed. Hold your hand up. You no longer have 3 Dukes with no tender. Now, open your eyes.
I'm gonna fucking kill you.
You have 4 Dukes with no tender.
Wow.
But
Good one, Kiwi. What a fucking knee slapper you had right there. Did you practice all this in front of a mirror? Wanna be a new cast member on Saturday Night Live? I heard they're hiring and I think you'll fit right in. I know you'll make them use of it. I believe in you, Kiwi. And just when you think it couldn't get any worse.
close your eyes again.
Okay.
But wait, I'm not done yet.
Open your eyes.
This is like sort of sick joke.
I found 2 Dukes with no tender.
They have a take and play Duke with no tender.
Well, wait.
No, what
I'm
do
not
you mean?
done yet.
This is a tender for, like,
No, it's-
don't you know?
This one's tender.
That's what it goes.
And also, you know, also this. His actual present.
You got him some wrapping paper.
Oh,
Yeah,
lovely.
sweet.
No.
Okay, actually.
I'll have you know, I have a take and play Edward. I didn't have a take and play tender.
Fuck.
Fuck.
I'll give it back.
After those 2, frankly, horrible gifts, he actually has some nice things to give me, all things considered.
Dude, it says have 2 of them. Alright, guys, you want to see the
Take and
Hugo?
play is the original.
Alright.
You guys want to see the Hugo unboxing? Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna unbox this. Present from my best friend in the world, Kiwi Conductor.
I got this
Sorry for your
back
loss.
in. I got to read that later.
I'm gonna read it now.
Okay, read it now.
It's okay, I have unlimited footage.
This is the only paper I had. It's a MetLife Care New Zealand receipt.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Dear Hugo, this is my thanks to you for being such a good friend. We had such a good few years, and I'm looking forward to many more. I hope these bring you hours of fun. Thank you, Kiwi.
Yeah. Okay.
Now open the later box.
Okay, so you know how you said you got a Henrietta? Well, I got this.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I wasn't able to.
Yo, it's Dennis.
Yeah.
It's Dennis.
Dennis. And there's others.
There's other. Wait, let me open it. It's Dennis.
Guys.
Yo,
No.
it's guys. It's Dennis.
It's like in very good condition, Dennis.
Yeah,
It's
it's
actually,
really,
like,
really nice.
It's like there's no scratches or anything.
I was like, when I was.
Oh my god, it's Derek. It's Derek.
We were just talking about the car right here.
Yeah, like I said to Southern, like I don't have any Derek toys.
I haven't got a Derek toy.
I was like, actually, like, I want you to know, before, like, when that arrived, I spent like a while playing with the fucking engine. Just,
This is 2007, right?
I think, I don't know.
Yo, thank you,
that,
Kiwi.
The one where you can open the engine bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this was a feature. Like, for the
Derek
longest
and
time.
Twerk.
No.
Throw it back.
No.
And don't you worry, I also had a little gift for him. So this turned out into a wholesome exchange of
my
autistic
God.
energy.
Let me see the cover.
It's awesome. Wow. Is this Owen Bell?
I don't think it's Owen Bell, but it's close enough.
Oh my. Is this the fucking. No. Is this the one with Stepney as the narrator?
Yes, it is. It's somewhere. I think you.
Made that
I think you
first
skipped.
one.
I think you skipped.
It's kind of hard to skip. The pages are pretty thick.
I still have them, hours of fun, and after that, we all went straight to bed, knowing the real fun was just about to begin. The next morning, we woke up early, raided the buffet, and we headed out of the hotel to catch some trains. After hopping on and off several services, we were on our way to the Bluebell Railway. And I have to mention this because on the way we were passing out what once was the Great Western Railway territory in London. And I'm mentioning this because I spotted a Great Western Railway towed brake van peeking out of the yard, and Kiwi missed it. He was too busy looking the other way. Haha, take that, Kiwi!
20 minutes. I propose we quickly grab some food.
Well, risk it, man.
Well, we've got 20 minutes.
After a few more rides, we eventually arrived at East Grinstead Station. It was quite packed as you can see, and soon we left the station and walked down to the Bluebell Railway, which was literally down the street.
That's the Bluebell. Come on.
1 second. No, I want to take it. I can't even smell it. I wonder who's at the front. Ooh, big surprise. Oh, how you doing?
It's not meeting a deadline.
Well, it is.
Well, it's not.
The Bluebell Railway, opened in 1960 by the Bluebell Railway Preservation Society, is one of the most famous heritage lines in the world. It was also the very first preserved standard gauge steam railway ever, running between East Grinstead and Sheffield Park, with more than 30 preserved locomotives under its belt, including its mascot locomotive, Stepney the Bluebell engine. Any Thomas fans will know who this is. Reverend W. Awdry even wrote a whole book promoting the new railway, Stepney the Bluebell engine, in 1963, introducing Stepney as a character and having him visit the island of Sodor and have some fun adventures there. It's one of my favorite railway series books, and some of my favorite episodes of the show. Stepney is truly one of my favorite characters. Every episode he's on is automatically goated. Sorry, I don't make the rules. And the fact that I was moments away from meeting the actual real Stepney felt surreal. I always dreamed of one day going to this railway, and of course I brought along a little wooden railway Stepney. I brought a couple of wooden railway items from my collection of engines that I knew I was gonna see in real life, and Stepney is the first one that I took out.
Enter the gladiators. Does that hurt? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna ask Stepney if you want to share a Coke.
You could try. Where are we?
Oh, breakdown crane.
Is that the real Scruffy?
Oh, banana van. Oh, hey, oh,
No!
that's not a toad.
That's not a toad. That's not a toad. That's not a toad.
This is not us.
Are we able to just like get off here for a second, or?
Yeah, I don't want kids.
Not right now.
No, I don't.
In the future, maybe.
Maybe. But I'm...
This was my first time ever seeing a proper working steam engine. Not on videos, not on the screen, but with my very own eyes. And for the first time ever, I was going to ride on a real steam train. And naturally, I took some sick photos of myself with the train.
Alright. All over the world, American, New Zealand, and the guy in the red came through was Australian. Alright. Yeah. Rich, I'm going to use your item. Do you know this? That's quite funny because I want to feel comfortable.
Up. You guys ready? It's a good bit of adrenaline rush. I'll tell you what, man. You're still living in that same building, and this day keeps going back and forth. Never got rid of it.
Lovely.
Guys, we're coming up to it.
Some threads like the long way around.
I mean,
No,
sometimes like factory errors happen.
Okay, guys. Well.
Beautiful. I was already looking.
Okay.
I'm telling you guys, I'm not crazy. He's real, man. He's real. He's in my dreams.
Is that the guy from Smiling Friends?
No, not yet.
Not yet.
I'll tell you what, man. He's real, man. Get out of my head. He's real.
I see him.
He's real, man.
Oh, yeah.
No, see, that's his grumpy, man. He's real. He's real. You know?
We finally reached Sheffield Park, the top station of the Bluebell Railway, and home of the famous engine shed. And there, I saw him. This was unreal, man, like I'm telling you. He even has a little face painted on. That's so cute. Unfortunately, Stepney will most likely never run again. One of the railway staff just flat out told us it would be cheaper to build a brand new Stepney than to repair the old one. Such a shame, but at least Stepney's enjoying retirement, as you can see. Stepney wasn't the only one there. We got to see even more engines at the shed, such as We hung around Sheffield Park for about an hour, just admiring the trains. These are some sick-ass locomotives, man. Then caught the last service back to East Grinstead. Almost leaving Southern behind. Oops.
Oh no, the only one that knows how to contact Kiwi as well, and I'm only keep moving back. That's it. That's alright. That's it.
Sadly, we couldn't stay longer since we arrived late and the railway was just about to close, but even with the limited time we were there, it was magical, man. But unfortunately, it was time for us to leave. The railway had closed and we still had a long trek in the journey to go. Goodbye, Bluebell Railway. Your railway's a lovely line. The rest of the day was spent hopping trains across London. We passed by famous London attractions. Visited major London terminal stations. And honestly, I think Gordon would be proud of our hustle. If you know, you know. As awesome as it was, just hanging around in all of these different stations, mentioned in a one story that's over-adapted by Trains users, we had to leave London into our next destination.
I want driving all night long. All night long. Through all these cities and all these towns.
Grab your suitcases. I have seen a toad in a museum.
That kind of counts, I guess, but it's like one out in the wild.
Okay, well, I see 10 toes every day.
After some long rides, we finally reached Sheffield. Not to be confused with Sheffield Park from the Bluebell Railway. Yeah, I don't get it either. Shortly after we arrived at our Airbnb, collapsed into bed and called it a day. We'd been in and out of trains all day, sometimes just barely making it on board. And I didn't mention this earlier, but we'd been carrying our luggage the whole time. Like the whole time. Needless to say that we were exhausted, but man, I was happy. Honestly, it was a perfect start to the trip. Sure, I wish we had some more time with Stephanie at the Bluebell, but what we got was truly unforgettable. This was my first time ever seeing a steam engine working, and the fact that we got to ride on so many of them and see them in person was unreal to me. Also, I gotta say this about steam trains. The smell is truly amazing, and I like Stephanie. Stephanie's cool. And that, ladies and gentlemen, was just day 1 of our UK adventure. And man, you guys are really gonna like what I have in store for y'all. Next time on the Faraway Quarry UK trip, Will tells us to leave, Saturday Station Master joins the crew, and I hang out with a very special engine indeed. Tune in next time for all of this and more at our next destination, the National Railway Museum in York. See you guys there! But we still have a lot of the journey to go, and this is what happened the very next day after the Bluebell. After such a fantastic start, we woke up the next morning at our Airbnb in Sheffield, ready for the next adventure on the list. It was a nice and cloudy day, as you can see. We don't get those often where I live. I can't believe we actually got to see a clear sunny sky at the Bluebell Railway, especially with all of the memes about the British weather art I've seen. Apparently the UK was undergoing a heat wave of some sorts, or so they say. To me, it just seemed like a regular sunny day, so who knows, maybe the sunny skies of the Bluebell was just a fluke, I don't know. We left our Airbnb, packed our backpacks, and I gotta say that it was nice to travel around the UK without carrying all of our luggage for once.
Hello. Get off my lawn. No.
And made our way down to the Sheffield station, where we got to see a lot of cool trains. Before long, we boarded our train bound for York, home of the legendary National Railway Museum. I spent most of the ride filming and taking photos of the countryside. As a trains route builder of almost 10 years, I've always tried to recreate the look of the British landscape. It's all I've been doing for the past 10 years really, but seeing the countryside in real life gave me a whole new perspective on how to do things. And I definitely have some new ideas. I even took a lot of photos of the scenery. I'm putting this here since I have nowhere else to put them. Mark my words, this trip is going to make my future trains routes even better, including the iOS project. Too authentic, too British. I mean, this is what I do. This is what I do all day, just replicate British fields all day.
Oh my god, look, they used, what's the texture called? Grass fields?
Dry grass.
Yeah, bro, trains real.
Bro, this is really informative. After about an hour, we rolled into York, left the station, and walked down to the NRM, which was literally right there. I can smell smoke.
I noticed it till you did.
Before soon meeting up with another great friend and fellow TSI member, Saturday Station Master, creator of such classics as Gatecrasher and Incline Thomas. God bless you, Incline Thomas, which was literally perfect for us, since out of all of us, he's the only one who's actually, British, like he actually lives there, you poor soul, and he knows this museum like the back of his hand.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about the whole tripod. I got you. I've got £4. Who wants a quid?
I'll take a quid.
Yeah.
After meeting him, we walked down to the entrance of the National Railway Museum, and there, the hours of fun were just about to begin. If you're a train enthusiast and you ever find yourself in the UK, the National Railway Museum is a place you simply cannot miss. It's one of the biggest celebrations of railway history in the world, covering just about every era of British railways. And its story is just as fascinating as all of the steam giants inside. The museum opened in 1975, timed to coincide with the 150th anniversary of the Stockton and Darlington Railway. From the beginning, it showcased not just steam giants, but the entire journey of British rail, from its Victorian origins to the modern day. Over the years, the museum has expanded, housing some of the most famous and iconic locomotives ever built. In 1993, Christopher Awdry wrote Thomas and the Great Railway Show, a special railway series book that sends Thomas to the National Railway Museum. The premise is simple. Thomas is invited to the museum, and the book follows the journey of how he got there and all of the famous engines he met. I always found the premise of this book super cool. I mean, Thomas encounters a Karen. 10 out of 10. Seeing this book on YouTube as a kid is honestly what put the NRM at the very top of my bucket list. I would binge watch any videos that I could find about the museum way late into the night. So being there in person felt a bit like stepping into that story, you know? And I got to see some of the most iconic and famous locomotives in the world. Some iconic pieces of rail history, such as
George.
On the front of the tanks, you see that little sort of slight dome. That's for water pressure. but it got a slight dent in the side.
Just like, you know. All of these locomotives and pieces of rolling stock were awesome. I got to see him, touch him, feel them, get on the cab. Hours of fun. But for me, the highlight was yet to come. There, standing proudly under the walkover bridge, was my favorite locomotive and the true star of today. The fastest steam engine in the world, holding the world record of 126 miles per hour. And an absolute masterpiece of engineering. He is massive. I've always loved the look of A4 Pacifics. They're so cool. Their shape is so sleek and futuristic.
There she is, boys. Mallard.
Seeing Mallard in person was a dream come true. I was super excited to see him. Too excited for my own good. The museum had so much more to explore, a room full of railway memorabilia, from model engines and nameplates to vintage uniforms and old tickets.
Are you going to bring Henry on over?
Sadly, not every locomotive was here at the museum. For example, the Q1 here only had its tender on display. Hey, look guys, it's Hugo's Flea Market accurate. Some trains that I always wanted to see as well were sadly not at the museum, and it's a shame that the actual real Flying Scotsman was not at the museum at the time. And it was such a shame because the museum had a lot of important items relating to it. He even had its own section at the museum, but everything here was still really interesting to see.
That is a boat. So,
Why would you put a train on the boat? This one?
yes.
In particular?
Yes.
These locomotives, you did use the whole Flying Scotsman.
Stop by the cafe inside the museum just to take a break from all of the engines, you know. And if you ever find yourself at the National Railway Museum, grab yourself an ice cream. Trust me, you'll thank me later.
I wasn't even listening. I just heard the last question.
This is
Plus, a charming model railway display. I've always wanted to get into model railways, but I've never had the time, patience, or money to do so. Whoever put this model railway together, I hope you got laid. You deserve it, my man. Hours of fun. Unfortunately, part of the museum was under renovation at the time, so we couldn't see everything the museum had to offer. Still, what we did see was truly magical, and it was even better than how I imagined it.
real wood on this.
We spent a solid 4 or 5 hours inside the museum. Getting to see all of the engines and railway memorabilia was awesome. And man, I didn't want to leave. I want to live here forever. It's gonna take the whole FBI squad to remove me from that museum. I'ma put my Minecraft bed next to Mallard, and no one can stop me. But as awesome as all of this was, it was time for us to leave. Goodbye, Mallard. Goodbye, Eveningstar. Goodbye, Buxul. Goodbye, Copperknob. Goodbye, Rocket. Goodbye, everyone. One day, I will see you all again. Awdry Station Master led us into York's Town Centre to visit a local model hobby shop, so we all walked down to it, seeing all of the beautiful scenic sights York had to offer. Such a beautiful town, if I say so myself. You don't see these kind of sights back at home, you know? Such a beautiful town, if I say so myself. You don't see these kind of sights back at home, you know? We eventually arrived at the hobby shop, and it was cool seeing a real, authentic model railway shop. Something that I've never been to in my life. I don't have any model shops near me. And did I buy something from it? No. Listen, man, as much as I think model railways are cool as fuck, I hope you understand, I ain't paying that. The only thing I was interested in getting was a 20-ton saltman, cause, you know. And they didn't have one. They had every single little piece of rolling stock ever bought the Saltman. That was so annoying. But don't worry everyone, Southern and Will in my place bought half the store's inventory. I swear man, like they just went crazy buying a bunch of model railway stuff. Like man, their wallets must be drained right now. All my friends were at the model shop. I left to see all of the nearby charity shops to count down for UK Thomas and Friends merchandise, which is also part of the reason I wanted to go to the UK. There is a lot of stuff that you can only get in the UK that you wouldn't get in America, for example, especially old Railway series books and maybe a couple of VHS tapes. And I did find a pretty nice haul of books for only £2. Now that's what I'm talking about. After that, the rest of the day was spent just exploring more of York.
Await lost, copy please.
Just 10 seconds when I'm stop you.
Wait, taking a photo of the church.
Oh, they did the church.
We're gonna get right next to it. You know?
We wrapped up the day exploring York's sights and sounds before saying goodbye to Sudbury Station Master. Don't you worry, Sudbury Station Master fans. He'll be back, don't worry. We went down to York Station, grabbed a train ride back to Sheffield, and arrived at our Airbnb. We were ready to pack our bags, because next day we were gonna leave Sheffield early in the morning to our next destination. York is truly such a beautiful town. So many beautiful buildings, rivers, and many sights to see. So uniquely British, you know? But the good kind of British, you know? And I didn't mention it in the video, but the shoes I wore that day were just not suitable for long distance walking. By the time we left that morning to York, my feet were already killing me. Honestly, it felt like I was wearing high heels. And by the time we arrived back at our Airbnb, my feet were absolutely dead. But man, I was happy. Even happier than the Bluebell day. As a longtime rail fanatic, this day at the National Railway Museum was even better than the Bluebell. Truly one of the biggest highlights of my trip. The fact that I got to see all of these engines in real life, like with my very own eyes, and touch them and feeling and hugging them, felt unreal. If you're a train nerd like us, you owe it to yourself to visit this place at least once. The amount of history this museum has to offer is truly fascinating. And that, ladies and gentlemen, wraps day 2 of my big UK adventure. But we still have a long way to go, and we are not done yet. Cause in between you and me, if you're a Thomas fan, like I am, you guys are really in for a treat. But before we left York, we definitely left our mark. Literally. Next time on the Faraway Quarry channel, we meet the Fat Controller, I brave a roller coaster, we miss our train to Tywin, oops, James is alone on this one, you again, and we visit a very special model railway layout. All that and more at our next destination, Thomas Land at Drayton Manor. Stay tuned everyone.
We can make him again. We can make him better.
And this is what happened the very next day after the NRM. We woke up early, packed our luggage, and headed to the Sheffield station. And finally, after 3 days in the UK, we were finally blessed with the true British experience. Cold, grey, rainy, depressing weather that soaks straight into your soul. Then traveled all the way to the next station, which was Wilnecote? Yes, Wilnecote. My Mexican ass can never pronounce these names correctly, I'm sorry guys.
A few moments later.
We walked from the station to the Drayden Manor Hotel, where the lobby was just full of cool Thomas decorations.
Never seen a cheese Thomas.
I never seen a cheese Thomas before.
We then dropped all of our luggage in the lobby, and we were quickly joined by another TSI legend, James Bond 005, or as I know him, as the face expert. We all headed towards the park entrance, and we entered the section of the park we wanted to go to the most. This biking park attraction thingy. Okay, so we quickly left that area. I gotta say, Drayden Manor is really confusing layout-wise. Now, Drayden Manor has a lot of attractions, like a lot of attractions. Roller coasters, a zoo, a biking themed area, as we just saw, and all sorts of cool attractions. But none of that mattered to us, because in the distance was the only place on this resort that mattered. Found the entrance, and there the hours of fun were just about to begin.
Here he is.
It is here.
Drayden Manor is one of Britain's most famous park resorts in the country. It originally started as a 19th century estate, before eventually becoming a theme park in the 1950s. But we don't care about that. Sorry, Drayden. Fast forward to March 2008, Thomas Land officially opened to the public, the first fully themed Thomas and Friends park in the UK. And over time, the park has expanded, adding rides like the Charles & Chuck's roller coaster, this Toby thingy, a Thomas ride, cafes, etc, etc. Basically everything a young Thomas fan or a grown man with autism and a wallet like me could want. But the most interesting attraction would come just a year later after opening the park. As we know, Thomas and Friends, the TV series, was switched to CGI animation in 2009, putting an end to the classic model series era. And ever since, many of the original character and building props from the show were given away or auctioned off to private collectors, museums, secret bunkers, my basement, who said that? But some models in their inventory were given to Drayden Manor, who later made the Discover Thomas and Friends exhibition, featuring a working layout built entirely from original screen use props from the show. A nice way to make use of all of these characters that brought us joy in their screens for many years, as they enjoy retirement. It's the dream of every Thomas fan, seeing the real TV series Gauge 1 models with our very own eyes. As all of the models are well maintained, cleaned regularly, they feed them 3 times a day with a lot of love and care. Yeah, like that's ever gonna happen. Let's get the elephant out of the way. Drayden Manor hasn't always had the greatest reputation among Thomas fans. Drayden Manor is just not very experienced with handling these props. These are not average model railway toys that can easily be replaced. These are screen use props that should be treated with the most care in the world to ensure their longevity. Unfortunately though, a lot of the models that were loaned to Drayden Manor got worn down over the years to the point where they look almost unrecognizable. I've been very outspoken of my criticisms towards the park. I literally called the exhibition the scrapyard in previous videos, and I made a lot of jokes at their expense. 1. To sell toys. 2. To fill up shelf space in Toys R Us. And 3. To have their props rather than Drayden Manor 10 years later. And to me, this is totally justified, as some of the engines and vehicles who went in never came back out looking the same, and Toby was allegedly straight up stolen. How the hell did that even happen? But in recent years, things have been improving. The layout was fully overhauled, replica models run the layout now, and the original props are kept mostly static. Is everything perfect? No, but at least progress is happening, and credit where credit is due. I'm glad the conditions of the exhibition have improved for the better. Mostly. But let's not worry about that for now. This was the first time I was ever going to see a Thomas TV series prop in real life with my very own eyes. And there at the gift shop entrance was the path to the exhibition, and the childhood levels of nostalgia were at the roof right now. And as I entered the exhibition, I just knew that the hours of fun was just about to begin.
I see Toby. I see Toby. Oh my god, the balloon.
Oh, hello, Dennis. It's been a while. Yeah, that's it. Everything's fixed. That's a replica. That's a replica. That's been used.
Seeing the Gauge 1 props with my very own eyes felt unreal. I always knew that the Gauge 1 props were big, but these boys are massive. And I got to see some of the most fan-favorite legends of the show. And also a lot of Glub Shadows. But hey, they're still a part of Thomas's history, am I right? And most of what you see here really are the original screen-use characters from Thomas and Friends, the television series. Such as...
seems like less of the replicas of running.
Butcher?
Yeah.
Look on the road.
Yeah, just escaped.
Honestly, like the one on he's one of the ones I'm least confident in.
No, yeah, that.
Hours of fun. Not gonna lie, I now want to make an entire route based on this layout. Tell me in the comments if you would like to see that from me. I don't know, I think that would be a pretty fun route for me to make, you know? Seeing this layout with my very own eyes was awesome. It truly gave me a better sense of perspective on these props in terms of scaling, you know? No wonder why they needed such a big warehouse just to film the show. And I enjoyed seeing all the little references and Easter eggs put into it. Stuff that made me go, heh, que chistoso. But before we left the exhibition area, of course I took some sick photos of the entire layout. Do whatever the hell you want with these images. Upload them to the wiki, use it for your videos. You can do whatever the hell you want with them. It's my gift for all of y'all. But there was some weird stuff though. The only engine that worked that day was Toby, as Thomas and Rosie were broken that day and were just barely noticeable under the tunnels, just refusing to come out, you lazy little shits. Such a shame. But still, if you're a fan of the model series, like I am, you owe it to yourself to visit at least once. I know I'm supposed to hate Dirt and Manor and all of the mistakes they made over the years, but honestly, this was way too cool to hate. I'm sorry guys. Yeah, I know, I'm easily swayed. The rest of the time was spent exploring more of what the park had to offer. Some really interesting attractions, all with a Thomas flair. We even stopped by and met Sir Topham Hatt, the Fat Controller himself. And took some epic selfies with him. This is one of my favorite photos from the trip, by the way.
Quite alone on this one, isn't he? Were you agree, Pee-wee?
Here you go. He heard you making my own joke.
Alright, so here we have James, right? As you can see, and it's really interesting to me that they put James all the way here alone. James is a mixed traffic engine that only works on the main line. You shut the fuck up.
You imagine now?
Yeah. Is it just me, or is this James just a bit? I don't know. You know what I mean?
They're trying to break free.
Are they Kiwi? Are they? I want to drive
giant chin.
Son, you like actually want this, or can I give away like some kid that's like flash?
And this is where something funny happened. You see, those motherfuckers told me that we were getting in line for the Thomas ride, but after 15 minutes, I realized that we were in line for the Troublesome Trucks roller coaster. Fuck No, it's a good time to mention a little piece of faraway lore about myself. I fucking hate roller coasters. I hate them. I can't stand them. Not anything against them, just that I'm an absolute pussy when it comes to these. People say, just face your fears, man. What's there to lose? Nah, bro. I saw Final Destination 3. They all died in the movie thanks to a roller coaster. Nah, I'm good. Me and roller coasters do not mix. Last time I got into a roller coaster was at Space Mountain at Disneyland with my parents, and I absolutely hated it. 0 out of 10. I do not recommend never going into one of these again. I was ready to dip, but somehow my friends convinced me to try it. I mean, this is the simplest, babiest roller coaster imaginable, meant for literal toddlers. So hey, maybe this baby roller coaster would help me conquer my totally irrational fear. Finally, it was our turn to hop into the roller coaster. Immediately, it breaks down, and they let us back out. Phew, at least I don't have to try that again. Okay, roller coaster broke, we can all go home, right? Wrong. Eventually, we get back in, the trucks start climbing, and I immediately begin to realize something big about myself that I didn't know about. What is it, you may ask? Well, what I found out about myself was that I fucking hate roller coasters. I did not enjoy it. I clung to Southern for dear life, and as I just silently suffered through the roller coaster. It was only 2 laps, but man, it felt like 2 hours. I think the photo the park took of us sums up perfectly how I felt. I am never going on a roller coaster again, but even so, I'm still proud of myself for at least trying it. Even though that I was regretting all of my life's choices at the roller coaster, as much as I wanted to hop off, I did not scream. I took it and suffered silently. You know, like a man. After that fiasco, the group split. Southern Sun and Kiwi went to a bigger roller coaster. Psychotic behavior, I know. Will went somewhere, and I returned to the exhibition and explored more of the park. Not for long though, as Thomasland was just about to close.
All with different roles to play around Tived sheds far away. Down the hill and round the bend, Thomas and his friends. Yeah! Breed, the best of friends that you've ever seen. Yeah, well, you know what? We've got another best friend in Thomas. Oh, yeah, so let's get him out there. So please give a big round of applause and a massive cheer for Sir Thomas.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, take it away, sir.
Emily Gordon and Henry go through. Edward James and Toby too. Thomas and Percy are best friends.
They are.
Working together till the very end. For the best of friends that you'll ever see.
Come on, everyone, clap those hands. Ice cream, ice cream. I like lots of ice cream. I don't like bread and I don't like jam and I don't like chicken and I don't like ham. I want some for my breakfast. I want some for my tea. So if you've got some ice cream, give it to me.
Walk away, but everybody knows we had a wonderful day. Goodbye, goodbye, we'll see you again. So come back soon to be with Thomas and friends. Come on. Bye bye, Thomas. With those arms, everyone. Bye bye, Thomas. Thomas and friends.
And with that, our time at Thomasland had come to an end.
Bye bye, Thomas. Thomas and friends. Bye bye, Thomas. Yeah, Thomas and friends.
After struggling to find the hotel lobby again, I'm telling you, Drayton Manor is the most confusing park ever. We all met shortly at the hotel lobby, said goodbye to James Bond 005, and remember that roller coaster my friends went on? Turns out after 1 hour in line, when they got to finally get into the roller coaster, it stopped halfway through and they had to be let out manually. You see, I told you, roller coasters are the devil. Shortly after, we grabbed our luggage and left the Drayton Manor Resort, as we had a long way to go to Tywin Wells. Or at least that's what we thought. You see, the original plan was to go straight into the station and grab the next train to Tywin Wells. But you see, remember the model shop from the last video? Will bought a lot of stuff, like half the store's inventory, like I swear. And he was in desperate need of another luggage. So we had to change plans and go to a nearby mall so Will can get his luggage, and in the process we can all grab something to eat, right? While Will was getting his luggage, Kiwi and I explored some of the toy stores, where I got to see for the first time the brand new 80th anniversary motorized items. Something I was just dying to get my hands into.
Hey Hugo, look, Talking Thomas, try it.
And how many did I buy, Hugo? None. I said to myself, what's the point of buying them here if I can just get them in the US, you know? But it wasn't until a few months later that a friend told me that Duck was UK exclusive and was not coming out in the US. God damn it, I had it in my hands. That is so annoying. Well, after that mess, we all met at a local Five Guys, and I gotta say, it was the best thing I ate that entire trip. That's kinda sad, honestly. But then we all realized we had made a horrific mistake. The last train to Tywin had already left, and we were stranded. We needed to be at Tywin early the next morning because we had paid big money for a private railway tour a couple days before Awdry started, and we sure as hell were not gonna miss it. We paid top dollar for this. We panicked and we were stressed out of our minds. There were no other trips to Tywin until next morning. We needed to somehow make it deep into Wales with only a couple hours towards midnight. In other words, we needed to get to Tywin or bust. But then Sud and Southern came up with the only solution: Uber. So we basically had to pay 2 Uber drivers to take us to Drayden Manor to Abergynolwyn. Expensive as hell, sure, and a long ass ride, but it was either this or nothing at this point. We all hopped in our Ubers and headed the long way to Abergynolwyn.
That happens. I swear. It would be pretty cool.
We're good to discuss with the dog and special face auto.
And I gotta say, the Uber driver was the nicest guy ever. He bought us drinks, chatted with us, and when he saw that we were rail geeks, when we saw some railway tracks, he even stopped for us to see some of the railway tracks.
Oh, it's a light railway.
Turns out that this was the Welshpool and Landfair Light Railway, which was a cool little bonus. This is just some lovely scenery. After hours of car travel, we finally arrived at our Airbnb in Abergynolwyn, completely exhausted, but arrived nice and safely thanks to our fantastic Uber driver. And we were finally in the last stop of our journey, and we made it on time. We all had a collective group hug as we survived this chaotic day. We all grabbed a room and we collapsed into bed, as we have to wake up early tomorrow to get to our next destination. Out of all the days of the UK trip, this one was one of the wildest ones. A true roller coaster of emotions. You see what I did there? Drayden Manor was alright, not our best stop in the journey, I gotta say. It was heavily carried by the exhibition, if I'm honest. And even that, most of the props were broken that day. Probably didn't help that it was raining that day, and everything in the theme park was just absolutely wet. I know it's the UK we're talking about, but still. The attractions and rides, while cool, were clearly made for children, like, obviously, right? These were obviously designed for young Thomas fans and families. And I gotta say this about Drayden Manor. I had the shittiest hot dog I've ever had in my life. I wish I would have taken a photo that day, just so you can look at it in the video. Like, it just looked and tasted sad, you know? I don't know how they managed to do that. But even so, the staff was really friendly, meeting Sir Topham Hatt was awesome, and seeing the exhibition was truly one of the highlights of the trip, in my opinion. It just had good vibes all around. I'm still glad that we went to Drayden Manor at the end of the day, but I wouldn't go back unless they add something new to the exhibition. But still, if you ever find yourself in the UK and are a Thomas fan, I feel like Drayden Manor is still a place that you are really going to enjoy. I think it's worth it just for the exhibition, you know? But now we were halfway through the UK trip, and now we've reached the final destination of our trip. From the next video onwards, the videos will focus on the same location. Next time on the Faraway Quarry channel, we ride on a bus, we trespass into the engine shed, we hang out at Wharf, we dive into a museum full of cool artifacts, we see Nicolas Cage, and we see some very special old narrow gauge friends. All that and more in our next destination, the Talyllyn Railway in Tywin, Wales. Stay tuned, everyone.
Hey, Hugo! Hugo, you hear that song playing?
My favorite song ever. I love it.
God bless you, old Wizzy.
You know, it's like I love Osama, Quandle, and Dingle.
Nice.
It doesn't matter anyway.
It's all gonna be dust.
It's all gonna be dust one day.
Nice.
We have finally reached the last destination of our trip, and this is what happened the very next day after Drayton Manor. After such a chaotic day, we woke up the next morning to a nice clear sky at Alberganoan. Such beautiful scenery, if I do say so myself, and the air was so nice to breathe, I'm telling you. And you could even hear the small little waterfalls nearby.
Can't have a white bug. But so I'm coming to find out if still. So this is the highest thing you've ever been. Like in the world, minus. You're a pathological liar. You just do this for the hell of it. Whole day outside.
We all got ready and left our Airbnb and walked down to the nearby bus stop to grab a bus bound for Talyllyn Wharf. And accidentally grabbed the wrong bus and had to go the long way round. Oops. Taking notes. As much as I was enjoying this beautiful Welsh scenery and taking notes for my future routes, I'm telling you, my future routes are gonna be crazy accurate. Call me the Welsh scenery expert. Man, I was starting to feel carsick. Yeah, this is a piece of faraway lore about myself. I get carsick really easily, and the fact that we were zigzagging alongside hills and shit probably didn't help my case. As much as I tried to have a straight face, man, I was feeling awful inside. I may or may have not thrown up at a random field, but I'll let you decide if this is canon or not.
Thank goodness this place isn't open.
After the worst bus ride I'd ever had in my life, we arrived at Talyllyn, and across the street was the very place we all wanted to go to the most, and the reason we traveled thousands of miles for.
Nobody did this. No one.
Real geology. If you go later on the bridge,
If you know anything about the Thomas history and legacy, then you know about the Talyllyn Railway. First opened in 1865, the line was built to transport slaves from here all the way down to Talyllyn Wharf, as well as carry the local passengers in the area. The railway was worked by two specially built narrow gauge engines, Talyllyn and Dolgok, and for almost 80 years these two locomotives carried the line through good times and bad. But as the decades went past, the slate quarry slowly declined, finally closing in 1946. With no income left, the railway entered a long financial struggle and closure seemed inevitable. Talyllyn was worn down and left abandoned in the shed, while Dolgok fought on alone to keep the service alive. Then something extraordinary happened. A group of rail enthusiasts, led by the visionary Tom Rold and other passionate figures, refused to let the railway die. Out of their own pockets, and with nothing but determination and love for this little railway, they banded together to save it. In 1951, the Talyllyn Railway became the first preserved steam railway in the world, run completely by volunteers under the newly formed Talyllyn Railway Preservation Society. This was more than just saving a railway, it sparked a movement. The preservation of steam locomotives worldwide can trace part of its origin to those crazy enthusiasts who simply couldn't bear to lose the Talyllyn Railway. Since then, the railway has flourished, more engines and rolling stock were acquired, the infrastructure of the railway improved, and the two original locomotives, Talyllyn and Dolgok, were restored to their former glory. Today, instead of hauling slate, they enjoy peaceful runs through the beautiful countryside, carrying thousands of tourists and rail fans every year. The Talyllyn Railway is more than a ride, it's a dream made real. A few years later, after the line was preserved, Reverend Wilbert Awdry learned about this little railway and took his whole family to visit. He even volunteered on the railway himself, and the whole experience deeply inspired him. In 1955, he published 4 Little Engines, introducing a narrow gauge line to the railway series that was directly based on the Talyllyn. The fictional Skarloey Railway, with its lakes, waterfalls, woods, and hills, were born from Awdry's time on the Talyllyn. Skarloey, Rheneas, Sir Handel, and Peter Sam are each based on real locomotives from the Talyllyn, and the stories he wrote reflected the railway's real struggles, triumphs, breakdowns, disasters, and victories. Awdry continued to write about the Skarloey Railway for years, and his love for this little railway never faded. Through his books and later TV series, the Talyllyn Railway became known all over the world. Many of us wanted to visit it because we knew about Skarloey and Rheneas from our childhood, whether we saw them in the pages of the railway series or saw them in our screen in the TV series. Today, the railway proudly celebrates that connection. It's the reason why Awdry Extravaganza is gonna be hosted at this railway, and it even has a museum exhibit dedicated to Awdry's life and legacy, which I was dying to see. The history this place holds is unreal, not only because of its ties to Thomas, but because what it represents for steam preservation. It's a story about pure passion and love for something. This little railway is over 150 years old now, and still running thanks to pure passion. When I first discovered this railway online, I instantly knew that it was my #1 bucket list destination. And finally, I was standing at Wharf in person. It didn't even feel real to me. Don't get me wrong, the 3 previous places we went were pretty awesome as well, but those were just the appetizers, if you will. The Talyllyn Railway was the main meal, and is the reason we all travel thousands of miles for. And the best part is, we arrived early. As I mentioned in the last video, we paid for a private tour of the railway. The whole railway, the sheds and everything, 2 days before the Awdry Extravaganza event kicked off. So not only did we get to see the Talyllyn on a calm, normal day, we also got some cool sneak peeks of what they were planning for the big event. And of course, I took some sick photos of myself with Dolgok over here. It was perfect. The tour was led by a railway staff member called Frank.
No, it's a long shot because I won't remember, but what are all you guys' names?
And away we went for the full tour of the railway.
A little bird next time.
Wait, is River Mighty yet?
No, it's coming today.
Oh.
Maybe we can see it being aligned. You probably will, because by the time we get back this afternoon, it'll probably be arriving.
That was nice. We had to cut out that railway from our plan.
We cut it like it was.
It was cut early on.
Cut it out. That's definitely what Mike's like.
Oh, it's Max! Well, does he still have the sticker?
He does.
Why does he have...
We stopped at Pendry Station, which is not far away from Town Wharf, where Dolgok rightfully abandoned us.
That end of town, back down towards Wharf became more important. So eventually, they sort of relented and started doing passenger journeys all the way down to Wharf.
This was called Abergavenny? Like, I've seen it.
No, this was always Pendry, but the building was very similar.
Okay.
Oh, what's it going to be called then?
some of you might have seen a picture of number one Talyllyn in a barn. There you go. It's welcome to the North Shed. Now this shed.
Oh, like really old.
Yeah, she was just left her off, but the barn was here when this was.
The first part of the tour was an inside look at the carriage shed, where we saw some really interesting pieces of rolling stock.
I should have warned him in the place is full of stuff. These are the world's oldest continually used trent. Simple as this is number 2 gear, the original axles, original wheel centres, original buffing gear, everything. Including the glass. And don't be begun by the numbers the carriages were company in Birmingham called Brown Marshalls. Brown Marshalls had a catastrophic fire before the order could be concluded. And they lost. Yeah, exactly. Probably one of the most famous and one of the most important railway vehicles in the world. This is Van 5. Wow. You're definitely. Yeah, it's so good. It's so cool. And I saw it the other day. It's moved it somewhere, but it's just arrived. We've had these over. This particular one, 26, arrived about 3 weeks ago. This is brand new. It's only been in service, so it's only done 2 days in service. Nice.
Oh, okay, so it actually is brand new.
This is the one that was built by the. We had 3.
It's crazy because some of these carriages were built 80 years ago and others were built last week. It was nuts seeing a mix of all of them in the sheds, including the coach where Princess Diana once sat on.
Where the original number 3 and 4 came.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's only 10 miles across in the next valley. It's really, really close.
We might go see.
Sorry.
We might go see.
Yeah, it's either that or the Christine. And it was rescued by a private member who paid £100.
After that, we were invited into the engine sheds, where we saw the rest of the narrow gauge team. You know, where small and strong is all the rage. Some of the most famous Talyllyn Railway locomotives, such as.
But it done more of the work. Number 3 was older, but was in better condition. But we managed to buy them both from British Rail for 25. So number 4 and number 3 were still existent and in fairly good condition.
He meant to bring some toys of the engines.
Number 4 had wider tires. Number 3 was in better condition. Get forward between the rails.
Umbrella.
5 each day. Oh, actually, you can show up to one of them. That's what you need.
Probably seen photographs of engines parked over the Cape Jack up, held up in the air by steel wires thrown over the beams. And this is going to be the
That's a shame.
So somebody's asking about number 6.
Please, my man.
Yeah, you see the photos in there. I'll see them in a few days. You see them?
What now?
great for you guys getting, you so understanding.
I mean, that's
Well, a lot of people.
Over here, this is all camera stuff. This side, there you go.
Yeah, purple line are really cool. It's not ideal, but for the time it's on, we get away with it.
Seeing all of these locomotives with my very own eyes was insane. It didn't really hit me at first that I was actually looking at Skarloey and his pals in real life with my very own eyes, you know? And all of them were in pristine condition, looking better than ever, with some really unique liveries, I gotta say. I just love Edward Thomas and Gray. Seeing all of these locomotives was awesome, except for Douglas. Rest in pieces. And as we walked around, looking at all these little artifacts of railway history, the repair shop, engine shed, and stuff like that, we were learning a lot too about the history of this line.
So they said they wanted to see the faces.
Yeah. I was hoping we get to see the ones being painted, but I guess not.
I'll see what Kira's working. I don't know where she's working.
Man, the differences between the old faces versus the new faces is night and day. Look at these, Jesus Christ. And yes, the rumors are true, people. I did take a lot of photos of these engines' ugly ass faces for all of y'all to enjoy. I kept squinting at this particular one and thinking to myself, is that?
Evolution, you know, from the old days when things.
Rest in peace, Ethan.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I heard of that.
Truck is a salt van. We've been trying to find a model of one.
Oh, right.
Trying to find a real one.
We even got some behind the scenes peeks, the surprises for the Awdry Extravaganza. They were literally painting the Duke face while we were there. So yeah, spoilers. Duke is gonna be at Awdry.
I think that's the basis for Nagol.
Now they're going to move this set out now, so just ask you to stay on this side so we're well away from it. Drag this out onto the
Oh yeah, I've missed it from so much.
Are you doing the brake test on the main line, or what will happen now? Once they're happy with it, drag it out. Yeah, so you come and drive, you just start to clean it. Trainee guard, you start to trainee, you go out with the guard, the first thing, like while the passive way.
What?
So again, rite of passage. Rite of passage is drive around and be happy.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Don't go
After exploring the sheds, we headed back to Taiwan to visit the museum, where we saw some really cool, fascinating artifacts.
Technology for this ran till now this. We used to have a big Manny Wardle here called Jubilee 1897. We were able to buy it about 6 years ago. It's really nice camera. And you can see it's very, very Fletcher jetting this.
Yeah, we got.
You can see that. So I could show you around the whole.
Although is it just me, or does it look like someone squashed that funnel? If you know, you know.
Ed missed it.
But the most interesting part of the museum was upstairs, the part of the museum I was dying to see the most, and all because of who it is attached to.
You have to choose that.
Just that's a strange analogy to choose, isn't it? The rest of the layout, the extension to the layout, known as Awdry's elbow, is balanced on the shelf.
Oh, where's that? Not us, of course. We wouldn't be allowed to touch, but like if someone could set up Awdry's model a specific way, because we have an inside job.
It's like the guy who turned down the Beatles, you know.
Yeah. And there's well, let's just say there is a lot of photos of one person, and there is zero. There is
and the relief map at the end is worthy of notice.
Reverend W. Awdry passed away peacefully in 1997 at his home in Stroud, England. Ever since, many of his personal belongings from his study were later loaned to the Talyllyn Railway, where they are now preserved as a part of their museum. The Awdry study, if you will, including all of his railway books, his model railways based on his characters, his typewriter where he wrote most of the stories, his 3D looking Island of Sodor map, everything is here. The people who take care of this part of the museum say that his coat still smells faintly of the tobacco he liked to smoke.
These days we enjoy a very good relationship with Mattel, and they've lent us the Scallows from the TV show. And we lend them stuff. They have a lot of exhibitions in there.
for like real Scallows, Awdry's model, both TV series model and God man.
26 in the original. These are very
There's even the large-scale TV series prop of Skarloey, loaned to them by Mattel after the first Awdry Extravaganza, a nice exchange of friendship between the railway and Mattel. Seeing that the museum dedicated an entire section to Awdry himself felt really special, I gotta say. Witnessing all of this with my very own eyes made me appreciate just how much of a true railway enthusiast he was. He wasn't just writing stories, he invested deeply in railway history and knowledge, building a whole library of books of railways just to ensure the world of Sodor felt as accurate to real life as possible. If that isn't dedication, I don't know what is. Some truly incredible artifacts from the man himself.
It's all his. And he's happy.
And of course, I took a picture of every single little artifact that I could spot at this museum. I also made a Google Drive of them, and I'll put the link in the description. And like always, you can do whatever the hell you want with these images. It's my gift for all of y'all.
Oh, look at that. What's he on?
Not long after, Dolgok returned, took us up and down the line to see some of the beautiful scenery the railway had to offer. Even though the railway is small, the scenery is just stunning.
Yeah, you know the front gallon film?
Yeah.
Yeah, well that was there by that water zone.
That one behind you. Okay, I didn't buy that book. Where did I have it?
Feeding behind this window is rather lovely. People used to get terrible silicosis and mesothelioma and stuff like that to give them. Because they didn't know in those days it was a killer.
We soon stopped at Aberganowan, the second to last station on the line, to admire the scenery and grab some refreshments.
That is nice. Oh wow, that is really nice. Wow.
And they entered the sheds, and you can still see the rails diving over the edge. You went down.
And we continued our journey to the last station, which I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce.
This was built recently, in 1976.
And watch how Dolgok swap ends to lead the back of the train.
Look at those wings!
Sir Handel.
Now, I wish we could have taken the time to explore the old abandoned slate quarries nearby, but we were warned not to do it without someone who knows what the hell they're doing. Ah, whatever, we'll leave it to next time.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's what the photographers stand. I didn't know
Yes.
that way.
When we got back to Wharf, we saw the original steamroller that directly inspired George, aka the steamroller character that crashed into a lamppost at Drayton Manor. Haha, que chistoso. Another early Awdry surprise that we got to see before everyone else. Yeah, I know. We can't help being this cool. Oh yeah, spoilers, George is gonna be at Awdry too. We also stopped by and admired the garden railway near Wharf. I've always loved garden railways. When I'm rich and famous, with a mansion and shit, I'm totally building one in my backyard. Mark my words, that's gonna happen. We thanked Frank for the lovely tour he gave us of the railway. We learned a lot thanks to him. We left the railway to buy groceries since we were gonna stay at Abergwynnowyn for the next 6-ish days. It was such an amazing day, I gotta say. And this was only 2 days before the event started. The next day we were greeted with a lot of fog and I woke up early. This day was considered a free day where everyone could just go and do whatever the hell they felt like. The great thing about our Airbnb was that it was a walking distance of this railway crossing, a perfect spot if I say so myself, and the weather set the mood perfectly too. As I was standing by the crossing, I captured Edward Thomas steaming by. Guys, I did it. I became a professional train spotter. I spot trains like the pros. Another achievement of my life unlocked.
La vaca, mu, la vaca, mu, la vaca, mu, la misma vaca, mu.
And then walked to Abergwynnowyn station to take more photos of Edward Thomas for the collection, cause, you know, you can never have enough photos of trains, am I right?
Damn it, Edward Thomas. Did you get a good photo?
When we pulled into the station, I even got to see Prince, aka Duke, being unloaded straight from the Festiniog Railway. I gotta say, that is the first Duke's tender I've ever seen in my life. After that, I headed out to explore Tallinn itself and check the local charity shops just to see if I can find, you know, some cool Thomas stuff. I didn't find much at the charity shops, but then something funny happened. Right next to a church and the theater was a local library. I was going to ask the librarian if they had some Thomas books for sale until I noticed a whole stack of them at the counter. He said he was going to sell them at the event, but if I wanted them right now, I could just buy them, you know? And guess who made the best financial decision of his entire life? Yeah, I bought all of them. 60 pounds for the whole lot, to be exact. You might say that I paid too much, but to that I say,
¿En serio? Me lo juras. Me vale 3 hectáreas de verga.
that is part of the reason that I came to the UK for. Just find a lot of British Thomas stuff that you wouldn't find in America. And to me, this lot of books is part of the reason that I went to the UK, and part of the reason why I saved so much money. Now that's what I'm talking about. Later, Sun and Southern joined me, and together we spent some time exploring the mainline station in Tallinn. And what the hell is up with that sign?
Oh yeah, it's right here, I believe.
After that, I stopped recording for the entire day. The rest of the day was spent hanging out at Wharf and just enjoying the railway atmosphere. We eventually returned to our Airbnb just so we could all recharge, as we know the next day was gonna be chaotic. These 2 days exploring the Talyllyn railway were some of my absolute favorites from the whole trip. Not only did we get the chance to explore the railway before the event, we also fully absorbed the magic of this little line. I would like to shout out our tour guide, Frank, who gave us such a wonderful tour and taught us so much about this railway's history. I truly believe the Talyllyn Railway is one of the most beautiful places on planet Earth. The amount of charm this railway has is unreal. Friendly staff and positive vibes all around. If you ever find yourself in the UK, whether you're a Thomas fan or just a rail fan in general, you owe it to yourself to visit at least once. The scenery is gorgeous, and after spending 2 days here, I finally understood why this railway is called the Railway with a Heart of Gold. But now we were moments away from the very event we traveled across the world for, and the grand finale of the United Kingdom trip. The event that we traveled thousands of miles for, and the main course meal of the entire trip. We woke up early, got ready, and headed to the bus stop from the previous video.
Well, essentially.
And I gotta say, I'm really proud of myself, because unlike in the previous video where I canonically threw up in a random field, I actually held in my car sickness this time. I think I deserve an award just for that. You did it, Hugo, yay. Nice job, man. After that, we were soon enough in Tallinn Wharf, making line to enter the event. And as you can see, the Thomas fans started to pour in. We entered Tallinn Wharf. It was getting quite packed, as you can see.
So you don't, oh, you do know? You have a...
And one of the first things I saw at the event was Duke, with his freshly painted face and just standing there, menacingly.
I did not know that.
So that's why it smells like disposable boxes.
By the way, quick correction from the previous video. This is not Prince cosplaying as Duke. As many people kindly let me know in the comments from the previous video, this is Palmerston. Close enough, I guess. I mean, it has a tender, so that's good enough for me.
over because it kept on moving up and down. It just scratched the back of his cab.
For 4 years straight, Talyllyn Railway has hosted the Awdry Extravaganza, an event where Thomas fans from all over the world honor Reverend W. Awdry's work and legacy, right here on the railway with a heart of gold that inspired so many of his characters and stories. The event has a lot to keep the guests entertained, like special themed rides with engines dressed up as their Thomas counterparts, tons of the original railway series artwork and manuscripts, Awdry's own modeled railway layouts like the Farquhar branch line or Mid-Sodor, you know, stuff that would make any autistic Thomas fan weep. Original props and reference material from the Thomas & Friends TV series, courtesy of Mattel, who have a really good relationship with the railway. Special guest appearances by members of the Awdry family, and Island of Sodor lectures read by the special guest Tim Dunn, where we learn new, never before discovered info of the history of Sodor. Lectures that came from the man himself, and many other cool surprises every single year. What I'm trying to say is, this is the closest thing we have to a Thomas Con, and what better place to host it than the railway where Awdry had the most influence. Each year the convention got better and better, and for Thomas's 80th anniversary, I just knew that they were going out with a bang. This was gonna be the last Awdry Extravaganza for a while, and the crowd this year was huge, bigger than ever before. I guess we all knew that this event was gonna be really special, but this is more than just a convention for autistic people. It's one of the few times where the railways and characters of Sodor just come alive for us fans of the railway series and Thomas and Friends, with a whole sense of community and passion for this world and its characters. When I'm seeing Sir Handel, I'm not seeing Sir Hayden cosplaying as Sir Handel. No, to me, this is the real Sir Handel that came all the way from the island of Sodor just to be at this event. The Thomas fandom has always felt like one of the most talented, welcoming communities I've ever seen, and I'm proud to be part of it. There were so many people this year, not just Thomas fans, but railway supporters, families, tourists, everyone who shared the same passion as us. Since I knew that this event was gonna be filled with some very awesome people, I brought something along with me. For years I had this copy of the Thomas the Tank Engine Man book. I brought a pen and this book with me so that people in the event would sign the book. A little fun dynamic for myself to bring a little nice memory of everyone who I saw there. Ever since the first Awdry event, I knew that I had to go. I missed the earlier extravaganzas, but hey, as a wise person once said, better late than never. I was finally here, meeting awesome people left and right.
You can do better.
And not long after, as tradition demands, Reverend Awdry's daughter, Veronica Chambers, opened the extravaganza with a lovely speech.
So many of you here. Some faces, in fact many faces, are familiar. Some are not, but if it's your first time here, welcome as well. Welcome to everybody, a really warm welcome. When my father first told stories of Sodor, he could never have imagined the impact. I certainly don't think he could have foreseen people coming from around the world to celebrate the world he created. But I hope he would have been quietly pleased, especially because it's happening here on the Talyllyn Railway. Sir Handel, Rusty and Fred, as well as Stu and Mike, are all looking forward to seeing you. Sir Handel Brown, the owner, was only too happy for some of his engines to come and take part in the festivities. Perhaps, he told me, it will remind people that we are still here. Everyone talks about 80 years since the first book, but it's 70 years since we were first written about, and that's what's important today, I think. We hope you'll enjoy this celebration. There's plenty of fun to be had. Some people don't see the importance of little railways.
And with those words, Awdry Extravaganza 2025 had officially begun. 3 full days of pure, unfiltered autism. And the hours of fun had just begun. And this year's roster of special guests was just stacked. Obviously we had Veronica Chambers, but also Ian McHugh, Richard Awdry, and hello? Why did nobody tell me that Clive Spong was there? God damn it, I hate all of you. By the way, I gotta say that this was the exact moment when my phone decided to declare bankruptcy. I had recorded a lot of shit over the previous days. All in almost 4K quality, by the way. I'm telling you, like, this channel is pure quality. By now, my phone was just begging for mercy. So the rest of the trip was recorded in a measly 1080p. Yeah, kinda lame. But hey, at least it still looks tolerable enough. While at war, Thomas friends from every corner of the world started gathering at the tent and on the benches, showing off their custom models and collections.
The Silver Jubilee is not on the rails. Who are you bringing out? Oh.
Goldie! Oh, we met the other day. Right. No.
And I gotta say, some of these people are insanely talented. Just look at these. They're so cool. My dumbass could never make such masterpieces. This is true craftsmanship. They're out here crafting these absolute beautiful masterpieces while I'm here struggling to keep my sandwich intact. More on that later. This year's event had plenty of surprises. Duke was here. See? Told you. Duncan was also here too. Rest in pieces, my man. George the Steamroller also rolled in, being as angry as ever. And River Mite came all the way from the Ravenglass and Estill Railway cosplaying as Mike.
Right, you ready to roll?
I'm ready to roll. And listen, I don't even care anymore that I don't have Duke's tender, because guess what? I rode in the real Duke's tender. Well, that's Palmerston, but close enough. Point is, it had the tender, and I'm officially awesome now. Haha, take that, Kiwi.
The red. Two sides, right? The spot.
One of the activities we paid for was the picnic run. The premise is simple on this one. Sir Handel takes you to Awdry so you can have a nice wholesome picnic. You get it just like in that one really serious story. Yeah, you know.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah.
Tell him. I have been like said like under this.
I wish you got my face. I wish you got my face.
We soon arrived at Awdry and I took some awesome videos of Sir Handel being smart and handsome as usual.
George said you like the name as well. Well, I guess you are by George.
Oh, look at the little baby. Now look at the big baby.
And of course, I just had to take some sick photos of myself as Sir Handel. Soon enough, the staff gave us our picnic bags. It was like a sandwich, a little refreshment, and some nice cute little things, you know? While I was sitting at the bench eating my sandwich, of course my dumbass immediately dropped the fucking thing. And of course, I reacted maturely. Inside the station was the exhibition room, where Reverend W. Awdry's model layouts were displayed alongside with the TV series props and reference material. Some really interesting artifacts, such as
Nothing else of interest.
Oh yes. Yes. I saw him earlier.
I tried to take a picture of literally everything I could see. Every face, every model, every engine, every artifact. As always, you can do whatever you want with them. It's my gift for all of you. Honestly, seeing the layouts gave me so many ideas, not gonna lie. I want to make many trains routes based on these little layouts. Tell me in the comments if you would like to see that. I don't know. I think that would be fun projects, you know? Seeing all of this was hours of fun. And I gotta say, Awdry had some real talent making model railways. All of these still hold up beautifully today, all these years later. Some nice surprises and models from both the man himself and the TV series. I wish I could have recorded more of the FarawayQuarry layout, but we had to go back to wharf. And besides, it was like £5 per entrance. But I think what I saw was just enough.
David, it's there. I love Big Bear Lake, California. Have you been there before? No.
Back at Town Wharf, we hung around the station, met more Thomas fans, and absorbed the immense atmosphere.
5,000, 6,000 feet up, and it's winding through all these beautiful pine trees and cliffs. It's one of the most beautiful drives
and watch the cool trains passing by. I came across a user called Caleb C who had a little book with every single Thomas user and their profile picture, like it was some sacred scripture of the fandom. Or maybe it's a death note, I don't know. And guess who was in it?
Motherfucker. Your game recognizes this.
You want some? Oh wait, oh yeah, I just realized, yeah.
Mamá, lo logré, soy famoso.
Oye, ese dude, like Mike.
Later that day came the photo charter, another event that we all paid for. Zynthernos stops at multiple scenic stops, so you can get some epic tier photos. The staff of the railway all cosplayed as period accurate characters. And even Will and Callum. See guys, I told you Saturday Station Master would come back. The two dressed up as the Thin Clergyman and Gem Cole respectively. And I gotta say, they rocked those costumes. The Welsh scenery plus the golden hour sunlight and Zynthernos looking majestic. You just know that I took about 1,000 photos of the engine. Do whatever the hell you want with these images, yada yada yada, you know the rest.
Give you guys a couple minutes and I'll ask you guys to do it.
Gone, I'll tell you.
charter had concluded, since we were not far away from our Airbnb, we left the railway and walked straight into our Airbnb. Thankfully, it was only a short walk. Honestly, day 1 of Awdry Extravaganza was amazing. It was way better than how I imagined it. I met some amazing people and cool Thomas fans. Some people who I've admired for years. And there's a lot of people that recognize me, you know? Like, I wasn't expecting that. And I bought a lot of cool stuff as well and got some incredible photos of the event. I'm happily getting more broke by the days, and that was just day 1 of Awdry Extravaganza, and we still have 2 more days to go.
Day 2.
The next day, we woke up early and went straight to Alec station, where Sir Handel took us to Wharf again.
I get it.
This was one of the things I was hyped for. The behind the scenes Thomas exhibition. Every year the Railway brings out props and models from the TV series, artwork from the Railway series, and some really cool surprises every year. Basically a little Thomas museum, if you will. All courtesy of Mattel, who have a pretty good relationship with the Railway. I was so excited for this, even though I was spoiled on Twitter the day before. Oops, but whatever. Seeing all of this in person was something else. As we entered the exhibition area next to the Awdry study, holy shit, it did not disappoint.
Yesterday you were going to demonstration.
Hours of fun. Many of these props came courtesy of Mattel, of course, and others came from a staff member who won the lottery and bought a lot of stuff from the recent Mattel auction. Seeing these props who have entertained me through all my life was unreal with my very own eyes. Some of these characters date all the way back to 1983. That's older than most of us at this event. The props were the only thing there. There was more than meets the eye at the exhibition. There was a lot to see here. Hours of fun. Unfortunately, all of us were on a time limit here, and we had to go back out to let other people in. Like, I feel like I needed more time to properly capture everything. I still think that the photos and videos I took were more than just enough. You guys know the drill already. Obligatory photo montage. After that, I spent more time at wharf again. And so there was this tent, right? And the tent staff was selling a lot of Railway Series books, like a lot of them, and I may or may have not bought a reasonable amount, a normal healthy amount. Yeah, just a few of them, nothing much, just an entire library of them. I have never been so proud of being financially ruined.
He said Mike needs to behave himself and he's going to be here.
I didn't mean to say good, but I meant G-scale. No one likes G-scale.
He's alive! His cage is dead!
Toby's got a second face.
Hold on. Just can you hold?
The bushel on those trains.
James is gone.
We need to add someone else to the cabin line.
That afternoon, we all left the railway and went straight to the theater for the lectures. And there's when we saw the most iconic and best Thomas character of all time. Car. Just car.
I know, right? It's so annoying.
By the way, we totally missed the race between Car and Dolgok, so if anyone can tell me in the comments who won that race, I would greatly appreciate it. I might slightly care.
Have a drink. It's 7:20.
This weekend at the Awdry Extravaganza, see what it means to fans, and anything we do.
We missed the first day where Richard Awdry went on stage and started revealing more lore about the current day island of Sodor. Yeah, it's a shame that we missed that, honestly. So I had no idea what to expect from this, but we all hopped in anyways, grabbed our seats, saw them grab some beers, and enjoyed the show. The lecture was led by Tardus Rescue, aka my favorite Thomas YouTuber, creator of such classics as Tone Deaf and Token Gesture. God bless you, Token Gesture. He started to talk about Awdry and his work and the history of the Talyllyn. And then started playing.
Dear friend, Sir J.Brown is the owner of a little railway which goes to Skarloey and Renia. Skarloey means lake in the wood, and Renias means dividing waterfall. They are beautiful places, and lots of people visit them. The owner is very busy, so Mr. Peter Sam, the thin controller, manages the railway. The two engines, who are called Skarloey and Renias, grew old and tired. So the owner bought two others. The stories tell you what happened. The first controller had sent Edward to the works to be mended. The other works, Edward noticed a narrow gauge engine standing in an open-sided shed. That's Skarloey, he thought. Skarloey was pleased to see Edward. The owner has just bought 2 more engines, he said. But we know he never will. We stop elsewhere too, farm crossings and stiles. My paths.
They didn't stage that. Although the shot size and potential aren't there.
Story 2, Sir Henry. The new engines looked very smart. One was called Sir Handel, and the other Peter Sam. What a small ship, thought Sir Handel. This won't do at all. I think it's nice, said Peter Sam. Oh, grunted Sir Handel. What's that rubbish? Shh, said Peter Sam. That's Scarnoey, the famous home engine. I'm sorry, Scarnoey, he whispered. Sir Handel's upset now, and he's quite nice, really. Scarnoey felt sorry for Peter Sam. Said the fireman next morning, we'll get you ready. I'm tired, he yawned. Let Peter Sam go. He'd love it. No, said the fireman. Owner's orders. You're first. Oh, well, said Sir Handel sulkily. Who are you? Good. Who are you? I'm Sir Handel. Yes, I've heard of you. You're an express engine, I believe. So am I. But I'm used to bogey coaches, not these kettle trucks. Do you have bogey coaches? Oh, yes, I see you do. We must have a chat sometime. Sorry I can't stop. Must keep talking. Come on now, come on now, come on now, you bugger. Cattle trucks, rumbled the coaches. We'll pay him out, we'll pay him out. Presently, they stopped at a station. Get in quickly, please. The line curved here and began to climb. It was not very, he muttered. So there. Lurched, knocked, and stopped. His driver and fireman got out. Told you, said Sir Handel triumphantly. Pushed the rails above and settled down between them. He telephoned the thing controller. He came up at once with Peter Sam. He brought in naughty engine, he said sternly. You will stay in the shed till I can trust you to behave.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Oscar-worthy performances right there. Then they showed us The Adventure Begins, which is fine. I mean, I've seen this movie 1,000 times, and I'll watch it 1,000 more if I have to. Then something wild happened. Ian McHugh came onto the stage for a surprise interview about his experience working on the series.
So it felt like we time traveled to 10 years ago, where you did in fact produce The Adventure Begins. And I guess to start this tonight, very quickly, I wanted to ask, where did the idea come from? Because the show hadn't adapted any previous stories since the 90s, and those first stories hadn't been touched since the 80s. So what made you or someone else come into the office one day and go, yes, the first few stories, we're going to do them again, we're going to try and make them different and exciting and familiar but new for fans.
Well, 70th anniversary, we were obviously working hard on a 60-minute film, which was Alec Flesher, The Lost Treasure. But we really felt for nostalgia. I think that Thomas has hit and misses. You know, it's obviously tried to be sort of developed to keep up with today's shows, some of which I really don't like.
And for the grand finale, they played the entirety of the original Thomas the Tank Engine book, narrated by Awdry himself.
Dear Christopher, here is your friend Thomas the Tank Engine. He wanted to come out to this station yard and see the world. These stories tell you how he did it. I hope you will like them, because you helped me make them. Your loving Daddy. Thomas and Gordon. Thomas was a tank engine who lived at a big station. He had 6 small wheels, a short stumpy funnel, a short stumpy boiler, and a short stumpy tail. He was a fussy little engine, always pulling coaches about.
And hearing his voice echoing through the theater full of fans was unreal. It gave me goosebumps, I'm telling you.
With a long tongue. But one night, Edward came to the shed. He was a cunning, but the trucks weren't ready. Ow, 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 they screamed as their couplings tightened. Wait, Thomas, wait! But Thomas wouldn't wait. Come on, he bowed. The trucks grumbled slowly out of the side, onto the main line. Thomas was happy. Come along, he bowed. All right, don't fuss. All right, don't fuss, grumbled the trucks. They clattered through stations and rumbled over bridges. Thomas whistled beep beep. He rushed through the tunnel in which Henry had been shut up.
For a while, please. Let's make tomorrow the best day yet. Have a wonderful night. I'll hopefully see you all tomorrow.
You're rocking and a rolling, won't you come for the ride of your life?
When we left the lecture, it was already night, and we all had no way of getting back into our house, so Goldie gave us a ride on his car to our Airbnb. Thank you, Goldie. You are a real one. And we collapsed into bed. Day 2 of Awdry Extravaganza was pretty good. I enjoyed seeing all the props from the show and watching an Oscar-worthy movie. The second day was also pretty stacked as well, and my wallet was more empty by the day. But we still had one more day to go before the event ends on a high note.
Day 3.
Day 3 was pretty chill. We had no schedule and no events planned really. Just a nice relaxing day before the finale.
We can't have you in the garden, but take the bag. We'll happily see you. We can't have you in the garden.
I got one.
We took the first train to Wharf again and just hung out, talked with people, took photos, and just, you know, hanged around. Then, it happened. George the Steamroller started moving. Oh no, what is he planning?
Damn, man. Oh, that's how you spin it. Like, spin the thing.
Yeah, imagine you don't need to worry about arm day for the rest.
Then Sir Handel rolled up, and I was like, oh my god, no way. They're actually doing this.
Oh my god. They're literally doing this. No way.
Oh my god, it's Steamroller! It's Steamroller, guys, no way!
You can get behind that tripod, please. And behind me.
That's Awdry Station Master, by the way, dressing up as Gem Cole. He is now canon to the Railway series. I don't know how to feel about that.
That's cool for this picture, folks.
I feel like, yeah, they're probably posing everyone.
Soon after, everyone gathered for the grand finale. All of the engines came out, the line was closed down, and fans and staff surrounded the engines. The vibe was just perfect.
Here she is, fellas. Albert. Yeah, I'm out. For something, man. I'm not Albert. I'm Tyler King.
There was worse to come. Beware the Sir Handel.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gone good, but it's not complete.
Well, you know what? Who are you being brought
Here we go, you better get me in.
Oh, wait, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we waving?
Blowing in the breeze, country roads, take me home to the place. West Virginia, mountains of lava, take me home. Country
And the grand finale was drowned with a delightful chorus of cheers and whistles. This is my favorite moment of the entire trip. I have never felt so proud to be part of this community. It was pure joy and pure passion. Thousands of people cheering as steam filled into the air. Truly a magical, once-in-a-lifetime moment. And just like that, Awdry Extravaganza came to an end on a pretty high note. We all said our final goodbyes and took the last photos with the people there. And I started to gather the last signatures of my book. The book was filling up more and more by the day. We all went for something to eat and stopped by a local pub where the railway staff just happened to be there to celebrate because the event was a massive success. And honestly, yeah, they deserved those drinks. Like, holy hell, guys. Well done. The fans started to show up too, and even members of the Awdry family were there. No joke, I literally watched South and Southern play pool against Richard Awdry. And they lost. This was just perfect. Just a bunch of Thomas fans hanging out and getting drunk in a bar. What more can you ask for, really? But soon enough, it was time for us to go. And Goldie, who I cannot thank enough, drove us back to our Airbnb and stayed the night in our place. Again, thank you, Goldie. You a real one. Awdry Extravaganza was better than I expected. The sense of community was unmatched. Every time I replay the whistle finale, I get goosebumps. And my mission of filling the signature book was a success. I got so many signatures out of all of you. And if you see yours, comment below. But we still had 2 more days at our Airbnb before returning to London. You see, the original idea is that we were gonna see the Festiniog or another railway nearby afterwards. But after such a fantastic event, after making so many memories that I'm never gonna forget, after finally achieving my dream of being in the UK and being at the Awdry Extravaganza and having fun, of course the very next thing I did was absolutely nothing. Why? Because I got a cold. My throat has started hurting on the first day of the event, and now I felt like I was dying. So I had to spend the next day after Awdry under a blanket, not going outside, watching House MD on Netflix because a friend recommended it to me. Honestly, pretty good show. That's it. That was my day. On the 5th and final day in Tywin, I felt better enough to go out. I went to Abergynnowen station and took the first train to Tywin Wharf. I had lunch and visited the museum again, since I knew I wouldn't be back for a while to see all this. The next thing that happened, I didn't record it, but you just have to believe me that it actually happened. I had a very pleasant conversation with Veronica Chambers, who was still at the railway, and she was really sweet to me. And honestly, that conversation and that little moment made my entire day, and I think it was a pretty good note to end things on. And that was the final day we were on the Talyllyn Railway, as the next day we had to leave Tywin to go back to London. Goodbye Talyllyn, goodbye Dulga, goodbye Sir Hayden, Edward Thomas, Tom Roll, Midlander. God bless you, Midlander. Goodbye, the railway with a heart of gold. One day, I'll be back. The next day we took the bus to Tywin, left the Airbnb and headed to the mainline station and hopped between several services back to London.
Yeah, rock.
There's another tunnel coming up.
I forgot.
What video was it?
It was the 5th video.
What?
The 5th video.
What about down the hill?
What down the hill?
There's a story about like a truck, this evil truck that makes like that just persons into a house.
I like trains. Trains are cool.
I like trains.
The next station is Clapham Junction.
And I stopped recording there. Nothing interesting happened. We spent one last night in London and it was time to finally say goodbye to each other. As I said goodbye to Will and Kiwi at the London Underground, I headed to Heathrow Airport to get my flight back home. And that was the last footage I recorded of the trip. I flew back to Los Angeles, said goodbye to Southern, then took my connection flight to El Paso, where I may or may have not thrown up again. I'm not very good at traveling, am I? 4 more hours of plane trip, and finally, after 2 weeks, I came home. My parents were there waiting for me, and I just gave them a big old hug. After 2 weeks of not seeing them, we drove back to Mexico, and I have finally made it nice and safely to my house. I was sick, I was ill, tired, but man, I was so happy as I collapsed into my bed. And so came the happy end of my United Kingdom trip, and I think it's time for all of us to go home. Just like Thomas. It took me 3 days to recover from the jet lag and a week to recover from being ill. And I have just forgotten what good food tastes like. I'm telling you, the UK food was dreadful. And I had a lot of adventures and stories to tell my parents. And I started to organize everything that I filmed for the trip, as I knew that everything that I filmed was gonna require at least like 5 or 6 videos. But man, actually going to the UK, it didn't feel real. And it still doesn't. Looking back and editing the footage I took, it's surreal that I was actually there, you know? I still can't believe it happened. I'm not joking when I say this. It genuinely changed how I see things. I have a new whole perspective on life. I know that it sounds a little silly, but it did. And I have some pretty interesting observations. Number 1, trains are cool as fuck. I mean, yeah, I already knew that. But still, I think seeing your dream places online and actually being there gives you a whole new perspective and appreciation for it. Seeing the locomotives, the railways, the Thomas props in real life gave me a whole new perspective and appreciation for them. The sheer size of them, the moving parts, the smell, the culture of train spotting, the scenery, the stories, the staff, just the bare feelings, you know? I think it hits completely different when you're not seeing it on the screen, but right in front of you with your very own eyes. If I was a train fan before, now I'm a rail enthusiast for life. Number 2, the UK is actually really cool. Such beautiful scenery and landscapes that I'm not used to seeing. Sure, I didn't see the sun for 2 weeks, like at all, but the history, the railways, the preservation efforts, the lovely railway staff, the locomotives, the carriages, the track work, the signals, everything. It's like a trip back in time. The UK is a safe haven for locomotives and railway history. They invented the train and goddamn that they were proud of it. And that was only 4 places that I went. The UK has 200 plus preservation railways, and if it was up to me, I would see all of them. It felt so uniquely British, but the good kind of British, you know? Except for the food. That flat out sucked. I'm sorry, but someone had to say it. Number 3. Thomas fans are insanely talented and such a welcoming community. It's amazing to me how something that started as a simple bedtime story could inspire so many people. The world that Reverend W. Awdry created is truly something special. I don't think he ever imagined that his work would inspire so many people around the world, and that so many people from all these different countries and backgrounds would all come together to this little railway just to celebrate his legacy. Thomas is anything but dead. The fans will always keep it alive. On the big 80th anniversary of the Railway series, this event showed me exactly what Thomas fans are capable of. And I'm proud of y'all because you actually showered for the event, which is honestly very commendable. Seeing all of you with your custom trains and cosplays and stuff, admiring the trains and just hanging out, sharing experiences with Thomas fans from all over the world, from the youngest of fans to the oldest, made me realize that Thomas really is a franchise that brings people together in a way that I've never seen before. Thomas and train culture is just generally the best. I spent such a lovely time in the UK. All the places that I visited were just even better than how I imagined it. I want to shout out the Talyllyn Railway specifically for hosting such an amazing event, and the effort clearly showed. Professional, friendly, amazing people who run this railway, who are the most passionate people I've ever met. I never once felt discriminated against or out of place. I felt warm and welcome the entire time. I want to thank everyone who took a photo with me, signed my book, and just hanged around. I met so many amazing people, users that I've admired for years, and made new friendships with people who share the same passion for this little blue talking train as I do. Y'all rule, like for real. I would love to see you all again someday. I would also like to thank my friends who joined me on this adventure: Southern Rails, Southern Animations, Kiwi Conductor, Unhelpful Git, and Suttery Station Master, and James Bond 005. I would love it if all of you watching this video would subscribe to their channels and support all of their projects if you haven't. All of them are insanely talented and make fantastic content. All of you have been great to me over the years, and finally seeing you guys in person was something special. All of you are insanely funny, kind, and just a great company. I never felt alone on this one while on the trip, especially since this was my very first trip on my own. I felt welcomed around you guys. You are living proof that I do have such amazing friends, and I'm so insanely thankful to have you all as my friends. Kiwi especially deserves recognition because he was the guy who planned the entire trip, like the entire trip, our stays, our event tickets, everything. We all just basically gave him the money and let him sort it out. And thanks a lot, Kiwi. You are a great friend. I would also like to thank my mom and dad, as always. Thank you for supporting me all this time. The trip literally would have not happened without you two. They've supported me throughout everything. Not just with this trip, but my whole journey into the Thomas world. Through good times and bad, especially in this year. This was my first time being away from you two. On my own, just leaving the nest. Of course, they were worried the entire time until I got home, but they still let me go and chase my dream. I will always be insanely grateful to have you two as my mom and dad. And I thank God every day that you are still here with me, watching all of my videos and being insanely supportive. Thank you a lot. And of course, I thank you watching this video right now and God for helping me realize my dream and bringing me home safely. And there's something more that I want to say. When I got the Solo Celebration DVD, when I discovered the fandom, when I started making routes, when I started making videos, I never imagined that there would be people who recognized me. I've never shown my face before this trip, yet people at the event recognized me just by my voice alone. It's something that I never really expected. I'm so proud of being part of this fandom. Y'all are insanely talented and passionate. The friendships I've made because of this little blue train is truly something special. Whatever happened in 2025, good or bad, it was worth it in my eyes just because of this trip. After this trip, I feel like a different person. I gained confidence that I didn't have before. I'm more comfortable showing my face, letting people know me. This year had many ups and downs, but just remember this: dreams do come true, and I thank God every day that He let mine happen, and I'm sure that yours can happen too. If everything goes well and God allows it, I would love to one day come back to the UK, and if that happens, I'll make Hugo's Trip 2 Electric Boogaloo. The message I always want people to take from my videos is this: be yourself. If you're passionate about something, be passionate. Collect what you want, make what you want, enjoy what you want. Don't let anyone put you down for loving something that they don't understand. Not just with Thomas, with anything. You only live once, so live it authentically. Have fun. I hope that this series of videos inspire you to visit all of these railways yourself one day. I cannot recommend enough that you support all of the places that I visited on this trip. Railway preservation is truly a ride that you're gonna have hours of fun with. I will remember this trip for as long as I live. It will always have a special place in my heart, and thank you to everyone who made this trip happen. I hope you all had a lot of fun watching these videos as much as I had fun editing them, and thank you to everyone who keeps supporting me and watching my videos. Happy 80th anniversary, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. And with God's grace, let's see what 2026 has in store for us. But before we leave, we still have one more thing to see about the United Kingdom trip. What is it, Hugo? Well... And with this, FarawayQuarry13 signs out. Thank you all. Adios.
Hugo, who are we here with?
Here we have Duncan.
He's my man.
Having a good time, having a good time.
Beautiful. That was awesome. Yeah.